Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Monday, July 5th, the 14th Monday of Ordinary Time, and it is the feast day of Saint Anthony Mary Zaccaria. And he was an early 16th century um, religious who and priest who is also known as, he was an early leader of the Counter Reformation. And he founded the Barnabites, which is a religious order, and he was a huge promoter of the devotion to the Passion of Christ, the Eucharist, and the overall renewal of the religious life among the lay people. And he is the patron saint of physicians. And today's gospel is from Matthew chapter 9, verses 18 through 26. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen. While he was saying these things to them, an official came forward, knelt down before him, and said, "My daughter has just died. But come, lay your hand on her, and she will live." Jesus rose and followed him, and so did his disciples. A woman suffering hemorrhages for 12 years came up behind him and touched the tassel on his cloak. She said to herself, "If only I can touch his cloak, I shall be cured." Jesus turned around and saw her and said, "Courage, daughter, your faith has saved you." And from that hour, the woman was cured. When Jesus arrived at the official's house and saw the flute players and the crowd who were making a commotion, he said, "Go away, the girl is not dead, but sleeping." And they ridiculed him. When the crowd was put out, he came and took her by the hand, and the little girl arose. And news of this spread throughout all the land. Okay, so this gospel story from Matthew today of the official's daughter and then the woman with the hemorrhage, we actually heard this not yesterday, but the previous Sunday's gospel, except I'm pretty sure that was in Mark's account, not Matthew's, because it's not as long of a gospel this morning as what it was 2 Sundays ago. But it's the same overall message. So the reflection I'm going to read again from The Word Among Us, which again I think always does a phenomenal job. So it says, "Your faith has saved you." Today's gospel presents us with two very different people with two very different problems. One is a synagogue official who was likely respected in his community. The other is a woman whose constant hemorrhaging made her an outcast. Yet the two had one thing in common. Desperate, they believed that Jesus was their last resort. Dig a little deeper, and you'll see that there were actually several similarities, and those similarities can teach us about trusting Jesus. First, both the official and the hemorrhaging woman approached Jesus in a posture of humility and faith. They both acknowledged his power and their dependence on him. They didn't question if Jesus could help them. They knew he could, and believed that all they needed was a simple physical connection with him. And they were right. Jesus was so moved by their trust that he came to their aid. This shows that when we reach out to Jesus in faith, he will meet us with his power and his presence. Another similarity is how they both overcame the restrictions of their community. The woman seeking healing was not supposed to be in a crowd where she could come into contact with other people. So touching Jesus' garment was a bold, rule-defying act. The official faced down a different sort of obstacle. Other devout Jews might have scorned him for turning to this untested upstart. So when people ridiculed Jesus for saying the girl was sleeping, the official might have felt his faith waver. Jesus recognized the strong faith of these two miracle seekers, but he also recognized their doubts and fears. To the woman, he offered words of comfort. "Courage, daughter." In Mark's version of the story, Jesus also encouraged the official, telling him, "Not be afraid, just have faith." Jesus has the same words for you whenever you feel desperate. So hang on tightly to your faith. Jesus came to provide salvation and healing for everyone, the respected and the rejected. Believe in him, even when it seems impossible. He will come through in the end. Jesus, help me to build my trust in you. All right, good as always. Have a great day. God bless, and keep it real. In the Father, Son, and Spirit, amen.